Let me just get the door for you.
Okay. He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you?
Okay.
You're recording me?
Yeah. Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
You've probably seen this viral video all across social media about this woman who refused a date at the Cheesecake Factory. So in this video, this woman was so mortified that this man took her to a chain restaurant on a first date. Now, there's many problems that I can see from just the first few seconds of the video in which she locks him out of his car when he tries to open the door for her, and she begins filming him while he doesn't understand what he's done wrong. This is very low-class behavior to, number one, lock him out of his car, but to take it a step further to begin filming him for your TikTok audience. This is just extremely disrespectful and not how any feminine lady should handle conflict.
When you take out a beautiful woman and you're courting her, because I get courted, so you're courting her, right? You're supposed to take care of her. You're supposed to cover her. You're supposed to protect her, cherish her, treat her well, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
I agree. I went into this date as I expect, with the expectations for myself, to keep you safe, to respect you, to pay for your food, of course, pick you up, of course, and just treat you like a gentleman.
I agree with everything that she says in this portion of the video. Yes, men are meant to court women, and I can understand why she would be upset about a first date at a Cheesecake Factory, because it does seem like a low-effort, last-minute resort. Now, he's agreeing with everything that she is saying, and he even says he had the intention of treating her like a lady. He picked her up from her apartment. He went to grab the car door for her. His only flaw was that he chose a bad spot for the first date.
Look at my plan, where we were going to go originally.
See, now that's where we should have went. All right there. Call him.
No.
What do you mean no?
See, I specifically told you both yesterday and this morning that I'd come to pick you up at 4 p.m., right? And I got to your place at 4 p.m. You didn't even come downstairs for another hour, and so I was waiting downstairs for an hour. Right?
But I wasn't expecting for work to take me so long.
Now, in this clip, it is revealed that he originally had plans to go to a fine dining restaurant. He made the reservations, but because of her tardiness, they were unable to make the reservation time, and as a last-minute option, he decided on the Cheesecake Factory. In my opinion, he did everything right. He originally chose a nice place, he picked her up, he wanted to pay, he went above and beyond by waiting an hour outside of her apartment while she was still getting ready. So this guy in the video is actually a doctor, and based on this video, he does seem like a high-quality man. He was respectful in handling the situation, and he does seem to have well-equipped gentleman skills. Had this conflict been handled differently, she wouldn't have lost a good man like this. Now, why would this woman create such a huge problem out of something that could have been easily fixed without all the dramatic and disrespectful antics that she used? Well, my best guess is probably because of this new movement in women's hypergamy sparked by the creator Shira7, or as some refer to her as the Sprinkle Lady. Firstly, I do want to say that Shira does give a lot of great advice.
It is better to be single than be with a loser. It is better to say, I am a single woman, than be with a loser saying, I am with a loser. We think it's us when a guy does not choose us. But men that are attractive don't think that about women who don't choose them.
For example, in these clips, I do fully agree with everything that she is saying. However, there comes a point when her advice starts to sound satirical. For example,
what if he's not attractive but wants to spoil? Close your eyes, girl. Get you some wrong prescription contact lenses and stick them in there. Everything is a blur, baby.
Now, I do want to point out that at the end of the day, she is an internet personality, so her extremities may just be hooks to get a viral reaction, but it becomes a problem when women take everything that she says as literal advice. And I think that's what happened in the case of the Cheesecake Factory first date.
Okay, you can keep your boyfriend, but you can also get you a sugar daddy at the same time. You can love him, but you can get this money from him, but you can still get his money at the same time, at the exact same time, the same day. You could get this and this.
There is a right way to approach hypergamy, but this is not it. At the end of the day, most women just want to have positive experiences in their relationships. We want to feel valued, be courted, feel protected, all of these things that high quality men can provide us with. But we will never be able to truly achieve this by following the extreme advice that the only way to find a good guy is by settling for men who are 20 years older than you're not attracted to them, and you have to move through your relationship always using manipulation tactics. Now, a lot of times creators in this niche label this type of advice under the femininity umbrella and claim that these are behaviors that a woman in her feminine energy would exhibit. This is completely untrue. There's nothing feminine about this type of attitude or outlook on life, and please don't get brainwashed into thinking that the only way to marry a provider man is by settling for someone who is twice your age and who you can't even stand to be around. If really all you're looking for is quick money and not a relationship that is fulfilling to you, then yes, this type of advice is perfect for you. But when you are a true feminine lady who has done that inner work on yourself, like becoming emotionally intelligent, increasing your self-esteem, and learning new skills, you will automatically begin to vet out people in your life who don't match your quality of character. You can easily attract high quality men when you have these qualities that they want in a woman. You won't have to resort to these desperate tactics of scamming gross old men. Let's look at an example.
Should you spend on her wedding ring?
Go ahead. Decent amount I spent on her, but she deserves even more.
Numbers wise, what we talking?
How much was it? 35K? 35K, yeah.
35,000 bucks.
Yeah.
So he spent that much on a wedding ring for you. What does he get in return?
I think I should answer that. So I get a partner that's loyal. I get the mother of my children. I get the most beautiful woman that I've ever been around. And the most important thing is how she treats me and how she treats my family and how she treats her family. So for me, I have a partner for life, and it's worth every investment there is.
You could have the same thing without dropping 35K on a ring.
You could, and money's not an issue. If you can get a cheap ring and it's the person that's for you, whatever, but it also depends on how much you make,
So this clip perfectly displays the dynamic that most women would want in their romantic relationships. You can see this interviewer seems like he's trying to belittle this woman by trying to insinuate that she doesn't need such an expensive ring, and her husband is firm in sticking up for her. He says she deserves even more, money isn't an issue for him, and he values her. This is an example of true hypergamy, and this woman in the video seems like a feminine and sophisticated woman. She has on a nice dress. In the video, she is positive and sweet. She steps back and lets her husband fulfill the role of protecting and providing for her, and you can see that she gets a bit shy when she was asked to show off her wedding ring and say how much it costs. And one thing I want to point out is that she did agree with the interviewer that such expensive wedding rings are not necessary, but her husband values her, and that is why he bought her such an expensive ring. You can see she doesn't have the entitled attitude that has become so popular with the rise of sprinkle sprinkle. You have to understand, men only invest in women that they find worthy of investment. Just like this couple here. He is obviously a provider and protector, yet they still have a fulfilling relationship. But if you follow a lot of the advice of sprinkle sprinkle, the only men who will find you worthy of investing in are old men that you are just using for money, because this is not true femininity.
I'm not joking. I have asked the last 3 dudes I've dated for their bank account info on the first date.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is another viral clip where this influencer says she asks men for their bank account information on the first date. Please don't ever do this. This is extremely low class, and by you thinking that you are protecting yourself from broke men, all you're doing is turning off affluent men by behaving this way. When women say these kinds of things, it is such a red flag for men, and they will not take you seriously. And honestly, you just sound like a clown saying something like this. As a general rule of etiquette, when you are around affluent people, you should never ask them these types of direct questions about money. It makes you appear way too aggressive, very opportunistic, and any normal man will be completely turned off by this. If we study other women who married into wealth like Amal Clooney, Marjorie Harvey, Kate Middleton, Antonella Rocuzio, who is married to soccer player Leo Messi, who has even stated that he aspires to become the world's best soccer player just so he can provide a wonderful life for her, they would never display this type of entitlement or bratty attitude, because these women are feminine, elegant, and sophisticated, and that is why they were able to attract high-quality men who provide for them. Not by trying to find sugar daddies or demanding to see bank statements from every man who looks their way. That's all for today's video. Please leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you've liked this video, check out the next one about where to meet affluent men.